Good evening, everybody. Well, I think Roz and I are the only speakers not using the teleprompter, so that may say something about us. So forgive me for not making the best eye contact, but I'm delighted to be here and great to see you all. So Roz and I met when she was the executive director of Lambda in 1980. Over many years through our shared community work on the boards of Lambda, the Center, and SAGE, Roz and her beloved Janet Weinberg became family to my partner and me. Together, we navigated joys, losses, and challenges, always providing each other with the certainty and endurance of close friendship. For Roz to receive the Paula Edelbrick Community Service Award from SAGE tonight is especially meaningful, as both Roz and Paula held closely to a vision of a better world, a vision Roz continues to work to achieve. In the same way that Paula did, Roz has always understood the connectedness of movements and fights passionately for equality, fairness, and justice for all. While Roz dreams big, she recognizes that sometimes we need to celebrate stepping stones along the way. Here's an example. In 2008, Governor Patterson issued a directive that New York State would recognize gay marriages that were performed legally in other states. A few weeks later, after attending, an event that I don't remember any longer in the Flatiron, Roz, Paula, my partner Jennifer, and I went out for dinner. We talked over wine and pasta about how we felt about marriage. I said I wanted legal recognition and protections, but had no interest in it, didn't want to be married. Paula was famous for many things, including saying, "I don't want to be Mrs. Married to somebody else." And that's what she said again. Yet she and Roz were aligned in saying that Patterson's directive was a victory and that we should celebrate the right to marry. Roz and Paula shared the view that while marriage was not perfect and we had to keep working for more, they believed we deserved the same recognition and benefits as other couples. They convinced us that night that marriage was a stepping stone, a plateau from which we could reach farther, and that it was a radical and important thing to do. And so Jennifer and I and our friends Bill Hipsher and Richard Orient, who are here tonight as well, got married in Massachusetts. Roz served as a highly respected and effective judge for nearly 30 years, including as the first openly LGBT judge in the Appellate Division, First Department. Of course, everything she has done as a lawyer, a judge, and an activist is impressive, but her accomplishments go far beyond the positions that she has held. Roz is a true trailblazer, whether in her career or her life. She's forged pathways towards social justice for LGBTQ people and for people with disabilities, and has been an inspiration to countless young people. Recognizing the importance of using innovative approaches to conflict resolution for our community, Roz helped develop a community mediation program at the center. She co-chaired the board of SAGE. She led the way on defining alternative sentencing in the criminal justice system. She developed LGBTQ appropriate questions for judges to use in conducting voir dire. She chaired critical committees working with professional organizations, including the New York City Bar Association and the New York State Office of Court Administration. Roz has taught at Columbia, Brooklyn, and New York law schools. She's volunteered with Pencil, a nonprofit that connects New York City public school students to success, mentoring students at the High School for Law, Advocacy, and Community Justice. And she's now senior counsel at one of New York's premier law firms, Arnold & Porter. Roz is a brilliant strategist, yet unafraid to do the hard work it takes to break down barriers to justice and equality. So finally, while Roz spends most of her time changing the world, she also finds time to love her dog, Bonita. She's an incredible aunt to her niece, Hannah. She loves to travel. She also loves a margarita now and then. She loves the Yankees and listening to live jazz. So while her professional and community accomplishments are indeed breathtaking, she's also an extraordinary human being, and as many of you here are lucky enough to know, a loyal and loving friend. On behalf of SAGE and in memory of Paula, I am proud to present the Paula Edelbrick Community Services Award to my friend Roz.
only sage, it's not in my printed remarks, would get me to miss an elimination game for my beloved Yankees. And if they're losing, don't tell me. Okay. Thank you, Judith, for that gracious and meaningful introduction. You have been a great friend to me for decades and are a community superstar yourself. I am lucky to know you and Jennifer. Thank you to Sage for this recognition. I am humbled and grateful to be part of this celebration. Congratulations as well to the other honorees. Your outspoken leadership is making a difference. It is meaningful to me to receive an award named after Paula Edelbrick, whom I knew and admired. Paula was smart, practical, and a creative thinker at the same time, and like me, passionate about family law. She left us too soon, and I know there are many of Paula's friends who are here who miss her deeply. I would like to dedicate this award to my beloved spouse, Janet Weinberg. Janet lived life at 110%, sometimes about 200%, always thinking about her obligations to others and what she could do for the community. I want to thank my friends and family who were here. Your steadfast support of me, especially since Janet left us, has meant the world. Thanks as well to my colleagues from Arnold and Porter who were here today. A shout out to David Cantor, my co-chair from the SAGE board, and the other members who serve with me. When you get a Lifetime Achievement Award, of course, you reflect on your past. After all, that's what you are being honored for. I came out at 19 and immediately joined the movement. Some people fall head over heels for a cute person, and that's how they realize they are gay or lesbian. Not me. I fell in love with the community and with organizing. Eventually, of course, there was someone who captured my eye. I could not have imagined at 19 that I would be here now at 66, almost 50 years later, still fighting for equality and to keep the civil rights gains that we fought to achieve. I want to profusely thank my current law firm, Arnold and Porter, thank you, which has embraced my commitment to LGBTQ rights, and we've put together several teams of pro bono lawyers to litigate, either directly or as amicus, as those on the right, in the name of liberty and religious freedom, seek to roll back constitutional and legal rights, especially for women and transgender youth. It's a scary time, and it's easy to lose hope and to be afraid of the threats, not only to LGBTQ rights, but to democracy and the rule of law. But as someone who joined the movement when there was no legal protection, when gay sex was criminalized, and when a dinner like this, filled with talent from corporations and law firms, would have been unheard of, I continue to believe that we will not lose everything we have gained. There may be short-term setbacks, but as Eleanor Roosevelt said in one of my favorite quotes, surely in the light of history, it is more intelligent to hope rather than to fear, to try rather than not to try. For one thing we know beyond all doubt, nothing has ever been achieved by the person who says it can't be done. Whatever your reason for being here today, in these times, it's time to dig a little deeper, do a little more, speak out a little louder, and to join together and support each other in these very challenging times. It's time to say it can be done. Thank you again. I am truly honored to have been part of SAID's leadership team for many years. Thank you again to Judith. I really appreciate this award. Thank you very much.